Life is difficult. You have to admit, life is difficult. In this life, Allah created us to worship Him. And in this life, Allah created us to be tested. So life cannot go on without illnesses, without poverty, without problems. Life cannot go on living as if it's beautiful and it's paradise. You have to have calamities. Even the best of creation, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, had calamities. All types, physical, mental, all types. He was attacked, his teeth was broken in the Battle of Uhud, he wounded and bleeded. He was mentally also abused when they slandered his beloved wife Aisha. For 1 month, they were saying that she committed adultery with Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal. May Allah be pleased with them. And he could not prove it wrong or right for 1 month. So it's torturing, it's calamities, it's testing from Allah Azza wa Jal to His beloved Prophet. You are no better. You have to be tested. But our problem, our biggest problem is our perception of things. You find a person with calamities and another person with the same calamities. However, you find this person very pleased, and the moderators of this beautiful seminar are breaking all the rules by having mobile phone on. No, no problem. This is not part of the question. Cameraman, I'm going to stand. So our problem is with our perception, how we look at things. This man with the same calamities, he's satisfied. The other one with the same calamities, he's complaining. So the problem is not in life, my sister or my daughter. The problem is not in your religion, which is Islam. The problem is in your psychology. The problem is your perception to things. If you look at the cup when it's this full and say it's half empty, you're pessimistic. If you say it's half full, you're optimistic, and it's the same cup. So you should look at things in a different way. You are only observing the shortcomings. You're only observing the calamities. But when you look at the whole picture, you will see that Allah has blessed you with so many things you seem to neglect. Sometimes, you may think that I'm crazy, huh? Sometimes I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and not turn on the lights. Complete darkness. And I try to answer the call of nature in complete darkness. Why is that? To appreciate the vision, the blessing of Allah of my sight. And believe me, I go out and I say, Alhamdulillah, Ya Rabbil Alameen. When I go out and drive in the car, I observe those around me. 2 days ago, I was landing in the airplane, and I passed over the houses in Chennai and the makeshift houses, and I don't know what you call it, the slums, huh? And as I was passing by, a thought came into my mind that almost blew it away. Everyone in these houses have needs, have requirements, and Allah is fulfilling them. One has problems with his children going to school. The other one, his wife is in hospital. The third one is jobless for 6 months. The fourth one is looking for food. The seventh, the 100, the 1,000, the millions. And as I go by, who takes care of all of these? Allah Azza wa Jal. And this fills my heart with iman, to know that I'm worshipping the one who takes care of all of us. His knowledge is so vast and huge, to the extent that if a leaf of a tree falls, which is 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, 1 in a trillion, 1 in countless number of leaves, Allah knows it, and knows its trajectory, and it's the way the spiral way it moves, and knows exactly on how many particles of sand it falls on. Allah's knowledge is not like ours. If you look at this way of looking at life, you will be satisfied. And once you are satisfied, no matter how poor you are, no matter how ugly your husband, maybe this is why you're complaining, no matter how ugly your husband is, no matter how difficult your life is, once you appreciate that Allah has guided you to Islam, once you appreciate that Allah has given you health, and given you wealth, and given you everything you wished for, except 1 or 2 things, then you will look at things differently, and Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best.